this is exciting. We're here at Boltz Family Farms. Mom's behind us. And yeah, this is exciting. This is my first time really shooting outside. And I'm very excited. I mean, how about you?
I am. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio, and gorgeous. The mums, they're my favorite. I thought we were going to sit in the mums. You made me sit out here.
I thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know why this seemed all right. Hopefully no one yells at us while they're driving by.
As they're driving, we'll just wave and continue on.
Yes, but today really I just want to, put the focus on Pam. I know she's not here to do that, but I just want to talk to her about her fight with breast cancer, her ties to Tuscarawas County and Rainbow Connection, and what made her, I guess, start this beautiful thing we know as Moms for the Cause. So we're going to dive into that, but I also want to give a thanks to, Joe Workhall from Pipes Insurance. He's helping man the cameras so I don't do anything wrong. And
I think he should come around and wave. I mean, come on, you
come
are
on,
working
Joe.
hard.
Oh, he
come
said
on, Joe. See?
So yeah, we got Joe.
Joe.
Yes, thank you for being here, and I'm just excited. And I see you with your Women in Business shirt.
Yes, 10 years coming up here. Yes.
That's amazing, and my anniversary's coming up as well.
Okay.
So shout out to my wife, but I really just want to kind of get down and I know a lot of your background, but I learned something this year. I guess how Claymont became an instrumental part of, let me specify, Claymont schools became an instrumental part of the telethon, and I learned that was because of you. And many people might not know, who have just maybe learned about the Rainbow Connection when I became the director, but they didn't know you were on the board before. And I just want to ask you, what type of experience did you have with Rainbow Connection, and what continues to make you want to give to the Rainbow Connection and do your own fundraiser like this to get money going to the Rainbow Connection so we can continue our mission, and that's helping people in Tuscarawas County.
Well, the Rainbow Connection is a dynamic organization, and when I had many years ago to sit down to be a part of the board and see the hard work that they put, and the key to me overall is the money stays right in Tuscarawas County, and it's helping your neighbors and friends that somebody they may fall through the cracks. That's what it's all about. And so when we, I'm going to shout out to Lois Granison.
Okay.
Lois was very instrumental in doing canister drives, and then we're like, okay, how can we take this one step further? So then we started talking about it, and Pennies for the Rainbow evolved. And pennies, people can find a penny anywhere. And they, and it's sad that our society doesn't value a penny, because it does add up when there's a lot of them. And so with that, we met with the superintendent and the principals that year, and the superintendent said before he'd even sit down and talk to us, it has to have an educational value. Okay. Well, it did. We were counting. They had to read, and they were doing community service. So from there, the Pennies for the Rainbow evolved, and it was really fun in the beginning, and it still is, but I'm not as involved in it. But I'd go once a week and pick up canisters of pennies, and it got to the point that the bank would say, don't wrap any more pennies. The Federal Reserve won't let us take them anymore. So we had them in bags. And the kids, they would, all for a pizza party.
Okay.
Little kids will do anything for a pizza party, and the buildings would compete against each other. And so from there.
Oh yeah, it's serious.
Oh, it is.
We gotta let you guys know it's serious.
It is.
Don't
and
play
so,
around.
I have since then stepped away from it, but I know it continues on. There's others that have picked it up and they're continuing to run with it. So from that, seeing that money and local people helping local people, that's what it's all about. From there, fast forward, I worked at the time in the podcast, Those That Live Locally Remember TV2, the old flip cards. And at that time, Lifetime came up with a campaign, and it was Your Mother, Daughter, Sister, Friend. And so I had the opportunity to work in the advertising department. We developed campaigns, once again, reached back out to the schools and gave them ribbons, pink ribbons, and pins, straight pins. And the kids cut thousands of straight pins, and we passed them out wherever we went, and we had businesses that passed them out. But never at that time did I ever think about I was the mother, the daughter, the sister, the friend. In 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I've been very blessed with my journey along the way, met some amazing people, and it's people that I had no connection with. I share with my son, played baseball, and you and I've talked about that,
Yep.
and he was having a rough day at practice, and his coach pulled everybody together and said, we need to keep Sprowls lifted up here.
Awesome.
The day of my surgery, the gentleman that I had connections with, another acquaintance of baseball connections and different things. This young man, we're talking baseball shop. Along the journey, God put some amazing people. The reason I tell you this is along the journey, God put some amazing people on my path. And now that I look back at it, they were my seeds of hope.
Oh, okay.
As I started my treatments, everybody that knows me, I don't do anything normal. I don't do it the right way. I've never followed, I shouldn't say I don't follow the rule book, I do, but if there's exceptions. So, as my journey started, met some amazing people, but a very special young lady who is my co-founder of Women in Business, Terry Davis. One day, she brought me a mom. A mom is beautiful, as you can see behind us.
Yeah.
They smell amazing, and they're hearty. And so from there, once again, we thought, Mums for the Cause, Seeds of Hope. At that time, Carmel was there, and we got to talking about how we could make this work. Well, for several years, my husband and I would travel every weekend to an Amish family that we became friends with, and we'd go to their farm and pick up mums. And I had an honor system in my backyard, and it was, challenging every week. And we'd go to the farm, but then we had to water them, and then you had to move them so they could mow the grass. And my whole goal was, number one, it was getting the mums, selling them for the donation, and giving back to the Rainbow Connection. But all I ever wanted to do was I wanted to sell 500 mums. And I think in our backyard, the most we ever got was like 200 and something.
Okay.
And then continuing fast forward, Carol and Jim opened up the market. And one winter, I ran into Jim and I said, I have a proposition for you and Carol. And he's like, what's that? And we met and talked about it. And well, the rest is history. Here we are at the farm. And Mums for the Cause last year, they did over 2,000 mums, and it's
crazy.
rapidly growing. And I was like, wait a minute, I only wanted 500. That's it.
We won't let you stop. No.
We won't. And that's what it's all about, is about helping other people. And I always challenge everybody, buy as many mums as you want, but we have how many thousands of people that live in Tuscarawas County? If everybody came out and just bought one mum, wow.
Yeah, that would make a big change right there.
Absolutely. But with that, Mums for the Cause was born. And then we also started the Women in Business. And the reason we picked October is it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is an event, in the past it was an expo. However, COVID has changed the dynamics of that. Hopefully someday we'll get to go back. But funds raised from that, we were able to give back to the Rainbow Connection. With that, and encouraging women, it's as I share earlier today, and with anybody, God has left me here for a reason, and my purpose and my passion is to help other people, and not to be afraid. If somebody knows you, and if someone's going through a hard time, feel free to pass my number. That's why I'm here. So I did not have an ugly journey as I went through my radiation, and I would go in and think about and see the others in there that were experiencing chemo and struggling. I was really sad after I went through 33 rounds of radiation, but I was really sad the day it was my last day.
Why is that?
I had developed a friendship with all these individuals, and we talked about that, and they're like, Pam, you know why you're here? And I'm like, I know, but you know, for 33 weeks, we developed this connection. And it's still, to this day, I will see people out, and you know, life is, you're traveling down a road, and some people are on your road for a long time, and some people are not, and that's okay. So with that, it's been an amazing journey, and I've had a wonderful support. My husband and my family have been there, and I've had some very dear friends that have helped guide me along the way.
Well, I know support, you know, has led me back to Tuscarawas County and the Rainbow Connection, and I owe a lot to Tuscarawas County. But I mean, that was. I mean, I've never heard you put it like that because I've never really said, hey, you know, what's the whole story, Pam? But that's amazing. I'm glad you shared that with us. I guess one other thing I really am curious about, say, you know, obviously you just said, hey, if you run into someone who's having a rough go of it or may need some guidance or maybe going, you know, through the fight with cancer, you said, give me your number. What would you tell someone, say I have a relative who's going through breast cancer and they're having a tough time, and obviously I don't know what to say to them because I can't begin to understand what they're going through. I mean, what would you say to yourself back then or to someone going through it right now?
Well, you know, it's sometimes when you're going through this situation, you feel like you're the only one. And what you don't realize is, yes, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. However, it's a ripple effect. My husband, my kids, my parents, my sisters, my brother, you know, that ripple, it goes on and on. So keeping, you know, reach out to someone because you're not alone. That's for sure. And so, and encouraging anybody, reach out and talk to somebody.
I like it. I mean, for me, you don't have to tell me twice to reach out and talk to somebody. But that's obviously encouraging words, and you know, a lot of people do go through that and they do feel alone. But I think it's in this area, you know, I always knew Tuscarawas County was great, but then when I came and became the director of the Rainbow Connection, I was a little afraid of the first telethon because COVID, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I wanted to beat Carmel's record. But obviously Tuscarawas County, they obviously came out and supported above and beyond what I imagined, because it wasn't a normal telethon. So obviously this area, you know, you would love to think that every other county is like this. We know it's not like that, that we're blessed to be a part of a close-knit community like this. And even though we've got the rivalry week coming up between Dover and New Philly.
No.
But
but what did I tell you when we first met? Do you remember?
I do not. Uh-oh, I don't listen very well.
Oh. You were nervous, and you and I were emailing back and forth.
Oh, okay.
And we had some baseball analogies going.
We did. And I'm getting warmer.
I believe that I used, and I did this earlier today, from Field of Dreams. You know, the analogy, if you build it, they will come. And you did work it, and they did come.
That is true.
They came out in full force for you.
And obviously I had a lot of support from Carmel, who has been in the position for 22 plus years. And, you know, people understood that I no longer can use that excuse that I'm new anymore. But I got a lot of slack from everybody in the community because I'm new. But this year we plan on celebrating the 50th annual telethon in a special way. Hopefully you can make it. Hopefully Carmel can make it. She likes to go on vacation now, but before we leave here, because obviously you've shared your story, a little bit about, you know, how Mums for the Cause started and Seeds of Hope. And if you guys are wondering and you want to give to the Seeds of Hope Fund, it's very easy. If you still write checks, you can do that. And our address is 119 3rd Street Northwest in New Philadelphia. But if you like to do things using technology, you can go to our website, tuskrainbow.org, and click the donate button. And make sure if you want to give directly to Seeds of Hope, you click the drop down and you can click Seeds of Hope, and that will go directly to women in Tuscarawas County who have been diagnosed with cancer. So make sure I said that.
Absolutely.
But before we go, I just wanted to ask you, I mean, obviously we talked about Rainbow Connection, we talked about how Seeds of Hope started, and obviously your advice to someone struggling. What just a taste, I know you talked a little bit about it, but just a taste of what you thought about when you were going through. Obviously you've had ups and downs, and then you said you built a friendship with a lot of the people in there over 33 weeks. But was there something else that stuck out to you during your fight, during your victory? Maybe it could just be at the end when you're like, wow, like, God, thank you. Now I know what my purpose is to be here and encourage others going through the same thing. Was there anything else you wanted to share? I just want to make sure that we,
Well, I think at that time, we, once again, you have your support system, but I can say my faith was a lot stronger. There were things sometimes we take for granted. A young lady that I had connected with way back on my journey for something else, she had told a story about cardinals and when they appear, and certain people and different things. And so as you're going on this journey, you are in tune with a different sense of awareness. And the whole time, it's God orchestrating. And when you have your faith and you trust in the Lord, it was not the way I wanted to live my life. We've all been down that road, and it's finding your champions and having your faith in the Lord that He is going to work things out for the good. And it did, and I'm here. I probably drive the Lord crazy every morning. He's like, she's awake. Now what do I do with her? But, life, if someone had told me in 2008, if I could have just said, let me peek the curtain ahead, just to get a glimpse of what life's going to look like, I wouldn't have believed it.
Man, that's, like I said before, I'm glad that, we're doing this and that you're sharing, and, hopefully, someone else is watching and, they feel encouraged. But we will have, contact info or links that they can visit to learn more about women in business and, more about Seeds of Hope and Mums for the Cause.
Mums for the Cause.
And also we want to thank Boltz Family Farm for allowing us to be on their property, and
Absolutely.
And if you need fresh produce from here local, make sure you make a trip down here. The address and information about Boltz Family Farm will also be down below. But I just want to thank you, Pam, just for, obviously, I wasn't here. I wasn't a part of the Rainbow Connection where you were on the board. But obviously, I'm thank you for starting this and just, I guess, everything that you've done for the Rainbow Connection, even after you've left the board. So we appreciate everything you do for us, and we're just glad that we have someone like you that allows us to continue our mission and reach out further and touch more people. So
thank you.
I guess that's it. I mean, thank you. I guess thank everyone else for watching, and I guess until next time, we'll see you. Maybe I'll start doing more shows like this for Rainbow Connection. No more 99 miles per hour. We're gonna do community leaders for Rainbow Connection, and I'll focus on sports for 99 miles per hour. So you have started a new
I started
a
new one.
Yeah.
A new journey.
Yes, so thank you for being our experiment.
You.
No. Hopefully we can be in the confines of our office. No, but I'm glad you got us out here outside my comfort zone. And at first I thought we were gonna sit on a stack of hay, and you thought we were going to be in the mums, surrounded by them, but maybe next time.
See, we have to communicate better.
Yes, communication, that's key. Just like I had to cancel something today because I forgot I didn't forget it was my anniversary. I just forgot something about something. So I had to cancel, so communication is key. And again, if you need to find any information about what's going on, it'll be down in the description, or if we're on Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, it'll be above the video. So thank you guys for supporting the Rainbow Connection, and we'll see you next time.